two. All right.
Recording in progress.
Jam. All right. We put something on here. All right. Then once people jumping in, you got this. All right. Jam. So once more people are jumping in, they'll see us on. All right. So welcome back to the Master of Discipline Challenge, Day 2, Health is Wealth, where our focus is the hidden cost of neglect. When I say the hidden cost of neglect is because everyone will see what's happening to you, but we ignore for ourselves. We ignore what's going on in our bodies. So that's why I call it the hidden cost of neglect. Because we know our clothes are getting tighter. We know our health is declining, but we choose to ignore it because our bodies are taking the what? Path of least resistance. It's going to do whatever it can to adapt to your current state to survive. So you'll be like, how can someone eat trash food every day, every month, all year, but they haven't, their body's still moving forward, moving on, like the 600-pound life? It's because their body is trying to survive. It's taking a path of least resistance. How can we sustain life, keeping the organs moving, right? But their health is declining, right? All right, so our objective is today is to help you understand and see how your health affects every part of your life, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, even financially. And this is so you can take ownership of your body as your most valuable asset. A lot of times we think, don't have to take too much care of my health as long as I'm eating a little bit better. But when we have those resources, that bread, it's like our health be like, get out of here. I'm not working out. I'm not doing nothing. Right. And so we want to dive in that today. We're going to be looking into neglecting our health and how fasting is going to save us. You feel me? It's going to save you. And two things we want to cover the most. Can you out earn your health? Us making the money, chasing the bag, the mindset that we're having to chase the bag. But can you out earn your health? That's something y'all need to think about. The pain of neglect. A lot of times we don't pay attention to what's going on in our life. We just kind of moseying on. We're in a rat race. We just too busy, too occupied with the tasks that we must get done. And we don't really focus on the health, right? And so the pain of neglect. Will you get that wake-up call, or will you make a decision before that wake-up call comes to you? Then we're going to dive into our health bank account. Now, we may dive into the rest of this information, but depending on if we have questions or whatnot, I don't want to just be rambling them out. I want to give you all things that you can have tangible, you can put into action, and ask questions so I can better serve you as much as possible. All right. Now, before we dive into that, let's go to our I hate to say homework, but our exercise for yesterday. Did anyone complete their 16-hour fast yesterday? I did 20. I'm at 21 hours. I did 21 hours fasting. So I'm done. I'm done. I'm breaking my fast. I broke my fast this morning. 21 hours. I completed. Anybody else? Just give me a raise of hands. You don't have to come on or whatnot. Did you complete your 16-hour fast? You got 16 done, right? Yeah, you got Kiki got her 16 done. Teresa got her 16 done. Nice work. All right. So we got making sure we got that fast all day. Oh yeah, Ashley fast all day. So she completed a full 24. You heard me? And she's on a 5-day fast right now. No, 7-day fast right now. So congratulations. Keep it going. Damn. All right. So now we got that. Well, what else we had yesterday? We had, let me go time notes. Homework. We had oh yes, identifying your villain. Did you all identify your villain? Fasting until 8 p.m. Nice, Gladys. Fast until 8 p.m. Nice. That's what I like to hear. So did you all identify your villain last night? I want y'all to think about it. Well, the reason why I say I give you all things to do, because y'all giving me like an hour of y'all day, which I appreciate. I greatly appreciate y'all giving me an hour of y'all day. But I want you all to pay attention to, are you giving yourself at least 30 minutes to find the things that are holding you back. That's are your mental roadblocks, your physical roadblocks, right? And emotional eating from Gladys. Most man, that's one. Complacency. Ooh, we. Yo, that was me, yo. I still battle with that sometimes. Cause like life be good and you get comfortable. You're like, I'm complacent. I don't need to strive to be better. But that's why I do these discipline challenges every month because it also helps me to not become complacent where I'm at. So that's really good. Emotional eating, Gladys, that is one a great amount of people deal with. Especially with the state of life right now in the country, in the world, honestly, emotional eating, a lot of people, we're going to dive into that real hard. Emotional eating, you eat when you're happy, you eat when you're sad, eat when you're depressed, eat when you're bored, eat when you're out enjoying family and friends. You just eat with anything, with any emotion that you have. And then when we have those negative emotions and down emotions, and that stress on our backs, we eat even more, And so, man, it'll destroy you. Escapism and losing sight of my focus. Escapism, that's escapism. That is one that plagues a lot of people as well because we want to just avoid the task at hand, avoid the problem. Right? What's the problem? Lack of focus, not being disciplined, overweight, poor business, poor financial structure. We just like neglect or want to escape it. So we go into mindless scrolling on social media. We go down a path of just binge watching TV shows, right? Or just on YouTube consuming content, but not putting content into action to give us some type of reward. All right. Make sure I got everybody. Okay. All right. All right. Yep. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. And one thing I appreciate that y'all doing when you taking that time out for yourself, like, yo, I'm giving this dude an hour. Let me give myself a little time to see who is my villain in my life? Who's the where's the op resting at? The op is the person that's holding y'all back. And like y'all wrote out, these are the things that's holding y'all back. But with discipline, we can defeat all of those. You heard me? This is why discipline is so important. I want y'all to understand something. The goal is not perfection. All right, we like, man, if I fast, but I'm not getting any results, I broke a fast because I was stressed out, my stomach was rumbling. It's not about perfection. It's the progress through discipline. You heard me? The whole reason y'all here is to become more disciplined. So don't feel like, yo, I didn't even get through it the first day. That's cool. That's why we got the entire week. Okay, we got the whole entire week for y'all to practice discipline. That's why we started yesterday. I'm not expecting y'all to be like, man, I got it done already. No, let's cultivate some discipline by starting with the fasting, doing these 15, 20-minute exercises a day. So, I'm cultivating good habits by being disciplined, by executing. And as we, at the end of the week, hope that this pays off in other areas of y'all life. All right. Make sure we got no questions. All right. Now we got our stuff from yesterday. I wanted to focus on something that when we talked about villains yesterday, someone brought up, I think it was Keynes, brought up being inconsistent. She wanted to be more consistent. And Rachel talked about she wanted to reach her goals, but she's tired of the start again, stopping the on again, off again process, right? A lot of times we cultivate that habit in relationships, the on again, off again with a certain partner. You can do the on again, off again with yourself, with your goals. I'm working toward this weight loss goal, working on being healthier, working on being more consistent, but we fall off. And then I'm disappointed. Then we go back after it. And then it's like that repeated cycle, that revolving door. We just doing it over and over and over. So most people struggle not with knowing what to do, they struggle with sticking to it. That's why that consistency is such a big deal for a lot of people. And the C in discipline, the breakdown of discipline is consistency. So to become more disciplined, we need that consistency. We need to dedicate ourselves to the goal. Y'all have dedicated yourself to this challenge this week. Cool. Having that integrity. Doing the things that you may not want to do. Man, I wanted some a muffin this morning. I said, no, cannot have a muffin this week because I'm fasting 3 times this week and I want to make sure I'm executing. I'm asking y'all to execute. That's okay. I'm not going to do that. Let me be consistent with it. Let me do it this whole week. No muffins for me. All right. Now, let's get into what we came here for today. neglect. The hidden cost of neglect. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Y'all can put it in the comments. What comes to mind when I say apple? When I say apple, what comes to mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. What comes to mind when I say apple? She say crunch. What? What? Keep a doctor away. Okay. Keep a doctor away. She said crunch. Oh my God. All right. So you threw me off with that one. All right. Apples are crunchy. Okay. All right. So I didn't see what I wanted to see. I don't like mushy apples. All right. All right. So normally when I ask that question, people be like Steve Jobs, right? The company, Apple. Think about Steve Jobs, right? So if you think about Steve Jobs, like successful, everybody know what he's done in the world. He made an impact with innovative, with the phone, headphones, the speaker, a recording device. He's basically taken over so many industries with one device. Right? She said, I was thinking fruit. So Steve Jobs, how did he die? If you don't know, he died of pancreatic cancer. Right? So pancreatic cancer, people like, dude wasn't even obese. He didn't have diabetes, So like if he didn't have diabetes, how he got pancreatic cancer? Age could have been one thing. He could have had like inflammation, pancreatic inflammation, which also can lead to I don't think he had type 1 diabetes, not at all. And I don't know what his diet was. He could have had a bad diet. Who knows what it could have been? But making sure nobody don't try to log in. My apologies. But Steve Jobs passed away too early, I would say, because he was at the peak of his career. You feel me? Making an impact. And the last quote on his dying bed, Steve Jobs said, "At this moment, lying on my bed, I realized that all the recognition and wealth that I took so much pride in throughout my career have become meaningless in the face of imminent death." What? What? He had all the money, all the accolades, all the attention, but he didn't have no more time. All the success and no more time. So to answer our question, can you out earn your health? You can't. You can't out earn your health, right? Because he got all this money, but he couldn't survive, right? And could he have been spared? His life been spared and had longevity? It's pretty possible. Why? If he got into fasting. Now, why do I say that? Now, if you all think about cancer, we talk about cancer all the time, so many forms of cancer. But what is cancer? It's a mutation of cells. Well, what does fasting do for us? We're going to dive into this heavy tomorrow. But dive into it a little bit today. Fasting gives us the process of autophagy. After beyond 24 hours of fasting, depending on your weight, your age will determine when your autophagy kicks in. Autophagy is the process of removing damaged cells, recycling damaged cells, getting rid of that cellular debris, and regenerating cells, right? Now, if cancer is the mutation of damaged cells, and these damaged cells multiply, if you're fasting, well, your body's going to see those damaged cells and break them down for energy and get rid of them, right? Cells are nothing but proteins anyway. And what does autophagy look for? Proteins, damaged cells, and get rid of it, all right? So if he fasted, I don't know if he fasted. I don't know if that even was something that he was trying. I don't know the guy, but he had all his money, power, success, and no more time. And did he even have a plan to incorporate fast? He dealt with pancreatic cancer for some time. It wasn't like instant, but pancreatic cancer does, by the time people catch it, it's almost too late. It's like once it's advanced, that's when people notice it. But you can also prevent cancer in your life. How? By fasting. I did a video on IG. I'm gonna put that in the community later today, so y'all can check it out about how autophagy can prevent cancer. But we're gonna dive into that more on tomorrow. All right. But today we're talking about the cost of neglecting your health. Did he neglect his health? And I would say yes, You know what I'm saying? Because I believe fasting should be something we should incorporate into our lifestyle. It should be something I'm just doing for weight loss, not something I'm just doing for a vacation that's coming up. It's something that should be incorporated to your lifestyle. Give your body a time of rest. Okay. When you give your body a time of rest, guess what happens? It heals itself. You feel me? All right. So keep in mind as I go throughout this week, am I neglecting my health? Do you want to be a Steve Jobs? He got the wake up call, but wake up call was a little too late for him. All right. Because your health is the true wealth that you'll have. Because without it, nothing else matters. If any of you all got diagnosed today, like, hey, you're going to die next week, would the money and the grind that you've all been striving for all year, would it even matter? No, it wouldn't. You'll be thinking about your loved ones the entire time. All right. So I want y'all to visualize right now if you had everything that you wanted, everything. I mean, the money, the vacations, the partner, experiences, but you were too sick to enjoy it. How would you feel if you had like achy knees? You was on a respirator. Imagine not kissing the love of your life because you gotta always have an oxygen tank on, and they too afraid of passing germs to you. Like, man, that's a limited lifestyle. That's not real enjoying quality of life. That's a low quality life because you got everything you want that you could think you could dream of, but you can't even enjoy. That's almost like hell. It's almost like torture. You feel me? Right? Have you seen a Netflix special about the billionaire trying to keep himself alive? Yo, you're talking about, I know this guy. We talk about this guy a lot with one of my clients. I know this guy. He looks pretty young, but he's miserable. That guy is miserable. I can't remember his name. If you can remember his name, put it in the comments, Therese, please. But yeah, I watched part of the document. His children, I don't see no love there with the children. It's like, dude, bro, just go focus on your family. Because, man, that family looks. Brian Johnson, that's his name. Brian Johnson is living a life of no love. He looks miserable to me, you know. He looks miserable to me. So, okay, let me see. What will y'all's wake up call be? Will it be to be more disciplined now? And about Steve Jobs losing everything that was important, even though he had everything that was tangible, right? So now that we got that, now we know what it looks like. Now that we know that we can't out earn our health, I'm gonna give y'all a case study. I want to share a story with y'all about a young lady. I call her a young lady because she looks so vibrant and so excellent. Marky, one of my clients, right? Marky's been working with me for a very long time. And Marky has been able to sustain 40 pounds of weight loss, right? Over our time together, sustain it. And so I told you all this yesterday. When you start to make a attempt at becoming healthier or change your life for the better, you're going to be met with obstacles and challenges to see, oh, do you really want this? Are you really the person that can be consistent and disciplined throughout the process to reaching your goal? I'm going to use Marky as an example. I'm going to show you all the picture of you heard. I think my stuff was working today. All right, so this is Marky right here. This is her. I think, all right, so I'll let y'all see her right here. Oh, snap. Somebody was trying to get in. My apologies. Somebody was in the waiting room. Sorry. Good morning. So I'm going to show y'all this image of Marky right here. Share. So this is Marky. You feel me? This was, on the left was when she first started with me. Like, and I've worked with all races of people. Majority of my clients I've worked with over 1,100 people since I've quit corporate America. And most of my clients, even though I've dealt with all races, men and women, say that. I mostly deal with African-American women. Now on the left side, you can see Mark was overweight. She had some stomach, got some big old thighs. You feel me? A little back fat. And if you look in the picture, she looks a little bit older on the left, right? So what happened throughout that process? Normally in our community, African American community, most people will say, hey, you look good the way you are. You don't need to lose any weight. I like the way you look. You looking good. You thick. I like my women thick and all that stuff, right? It's a bunch of BS, right? When you look in the mirror, you're not excited about being naked. If you don't look, if you look in the mirror, you say, man, I love looking at myself in the nude. Then ignore everything someone has to say about your physical fitness or your journey when you're trying to become better, because they're lying to you. They want you to stay where you are because either it's because they want you, and if you become the best version of yourself, they have to up the ante with themselves. They have to become better. Or they may see you as competition if it's the same sex. They're like, if we both competing for a hot guy and you look better than me because you're more fit, then I'm going to feel some type of way, right? And I don't care what nobody says when it comes to the dating world, everybody in competition. You heard me? Everybody. Just plain and simple. Just accept it for what it is, and we're going to move forward. All right? There. So Marky, I started her with some fasting. She started my the cleanses that we used to do, right? And Mark was able to lose the weight, but she was met with obstacles as well. She had a foot injury. She was in a cast in her foot for 6 months, like went through depression, a little weight gain, stress, anxiety, getting back into the gym. She was like, man, I don't know. I feel so weak. I don't know if I can do this. Like she was in a downward spiral with her emotions. But you know what she was able to do? She was able to take the principles that we learned, taking action, belief, consistency, discipline, and not revert back to the body that she had when she had the overweight stomach and whatnot. After Marky got out of that injury, out of that cast, she took about 3 months to get her strength back up. She stayed consistent. That's that word, consistency. She got her strength back up. Then she started building her muscle back. She started working out. Then she started shrinking, you heard me? She stopped consuming the BS foods, the desserts, the drinking, whatever it may be. And she just got so focused, her body just started transforming instantly. I mean, it was crazy. Her body was just slimming down, trimming down. And then you look at her now. And that was from that picture, that was like from February. And today, like she 53 years old and looks stunning. You feel me? So being consistent will get y'all where y'all want to be. She chose not to neglect her health, even though she had an injury, even though she was sidelined. She even went through the stress and anxiety of uncertainty with employment because her job was going through some type of firing phase or whatnot. And I say, don't stress about it. Control what you can control. Focus on what's important. Started working on her business. Business started to take off. Putting your energy into the things that's going to benefit you is the best thing that you can do. Thinking about the things that's stressing you out, it will not get you anywhere. That's why the gym is so important, because you can take out that frustration in the gym, take out that uncertainty, that anxiety in the gym, become a better version in the gym. That's what you all can do when you're going through it. Instead of diving into a bucket of ice cream and finding yourself in there, right? So, now let's focus on y'all. Your health bank account. Any questions? We good? That's why I love the gym, to work on me. Yes, the gym is where you find your peace. I'm telling you now, I could talk about the gym and the power it gives you all day. Now, y'all health bank account. Let's dive into it. You need to ask yourself, am I overdrawn in my health bank account? Robert, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? Well, a health bank account is just like any other bank account. You have deposits, you have withdrawals, and you have overdraft fees. Overdraft fees when it comes to your health. Now, your deposits looks like this. Taking action, being consistent, putting your energy, nurturing your goals and your health. Putting your energy, your time, your effort into healthy habits. Focusing on longevity. I don't see nothing happening right now, but if you put $1 in your bank account every day for the next 5 years, you're going to see it growing. And then if you're a compound interest, you're going to really see it multiply, right? But that also takes discipline to, I only got $10 to my name, but I'm going to still put my $1 a day in there. I'm going to find a way to make some more money, but I'm going to put that $1 a day in there so I can get that compound interest as it's going, right? So I can build those healthy habits, being disciplined. That's deposits. You're working towards the person you want to be. And when y'all want to change something, you got to set a goal so big that it's going to force you to change from who you are today. Because if you can achieve it today, then it ain't big enough, because you can stay the same. And the person you are today, you're not that happy with. So therefore, you want to have something big enough that's going to force you to become someone else. All right? That's our deposit: energy, longevity, discipline, consistency. What do withdrawals look like? Poor food choices, lack of movement, stress, medications. But brother, I gotta take medication. My blood pressure high. And that's a withdrawal. You could get off that medication. Why? If you took better care of yourself. You don't need medication. Medication is just the things that you lack from natural sources. And it's synthetically made. So it's only going to give you symptoms that you're going to need medication to combat anyway. Know what I'm saying? Think about that. Those are withdrawals. Now, you can have deposits and withdrawals all year and still be fine. But overdraft fees, that's when these health consequences start kicking. Obesity, lack of motivation, early death, health consequences, other chronic diseases, losing your hair, growing hair in places you don't want them to grow, aches and pains, lack of quality of life. Those are overdraft fees. Those are the fees you got to pay. That's the cost you got to pay for too many withdrawals, too many late night drinking, late night trash eating, too much processed food, not enough exercise, not enough water. These are the ramifications of too many withdrawals, overdraft fees. So you got to ask yourself, what am I depositing into my future? Or am I racking up overdraft fees? Y'all tell me, do y'all think y'all racking up overdraft fees? And I would say this week we're doing deposits, right? Chin hairs. Somebody say chin hairs. Man, them chin hairs. Man, I don't mind chin hairs, but I know ladies, y'all don't like them chin hairs, right? I get it. So we can work on that. You got to take care of your health. You feel me? So ask yourself, am I racking up overdraft fees or am I putting in healthy deposits? All right? Come out there. Now, how can I stay consistent with depositing healthy habits? We're going to take it to some biblical references. You heard me? I wrapped up a 20-day fast, and people ask all the time, like, brother, how you did a 20-day fast? I say, man, I couldn't even tell you how, but then I later learned how I was able to do it. So there's a scripture that reads Matthew 4:4, man shall not live on bread alone, on every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. I was like, I have to believe that. Why? Because I went 19 days, 22 hours, and I was not hungry one time. The last 2 hours, I was famished, starving. I was like, I could eat a wildebeest, you heard me? So I'm like, man, something in the mind clicks. You can be fed spiritually on a fast. I'm here to tell y'all it's true because I lived it. If you have living experiences, if you have living evidence, it can't be a lie. People have been cured through fasting. It can't be a lie. If it doesn't cure you, that means you're probably doing something wrong because natural biological processes that your body will go through of leveling out your hormones in your body to heal itself works. If it's not working for you, you are doing something wrong or you cheating. If you're cheating, you got to own up to it. Remember, you can't out-earn bad habits. You feel me? So if you just stick off that scripture alone, that man live on that bread alone, y'all could get through a 16-hour fast, right? And we start with a 16-hour fast because it's easy enough to get through, and that's going to have you like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, I'm about to die. Y'all have to start looking at y'all bodies like a real temple. That's God's word, right? Looking at y'all body as a real temple and not a trash can. Because emotional eating is what? The act of consuming trash. Because we not eat no carrots, celery, and peanut butter when we emotional eat. Let's be real. Everybody that has gone through emotional eating, what are the foods that you consume? I would like to know. What are the foods that you consume when you emotional eat? I feel called out. I feel called out. Pizza, chocolate, candy, sugar, salt, sugar, and butter together. Oh my God. Muffins. It'll destroy your body. Wheat, All right, some of the things. See, I ain't see nobody say anything about celery, peanut butter, almonds, that's not beans. You feel me? Lean protein. I don't see none of that. We need to go for the things that's creating withdrawals in our health bank account, right? Peanut butter in my chocolate, all that salt and sugar. You feel me? So that's what we putting out. We have to start treating our bodies like it's a real temple and not a trash can. God's words, right? From a biblical perspective, your body is a temple, so you should treat it as such. You should have healthy habits and not gluttonous habits, right? Overindulging in the things that don't serve you. And I'm not saying that you all can't enjoy cakes, cookies, and pies, peanut butter, ice cream, pizza. It's all good in moderation. Remember, I said you can have deposits and withdrawals throughout the year and still be good. But you don't want to get to them overdraft fees. That's when you're doing too much. You overindulging in these things. You feel me? And when we fast, we allow our body to process these processed foods and get rid of it. And also giving our stomach a break. We're gonna really, I keep saying we're gonna dive in harder on this tomorrow about the process of fasting, the types of fasting, autophagy and ketosis. Heavy tomorrow, all right? But today I want y'all to really dive into the pain of neglecting y'all health. Like that's a real pain. And sometimes we ignore that pain until we get that wake-up call that we're dying or we lost a loved one through a health complication. You feel me? So who knows when our time is? But if we do our best to take care of ourselves, we can have a better quality of life as we go. Because I can get hit by a bus today. Calm down, girl. I can get hit by a bus today. You feel me? And I've been held. Oh man, he was doing all that healthy stuff. End up getting killed by a bus. But I had a very high quality of life until that bus took me out. Right? So you have to decide what's more important: enjoying a better quality of life, having some discipline, or suffering through your aches and pains for getting to be in a gluttonous state. And then you be the one that lived to 100 and you've been unhappy for 80 years. That's trash. All right? So ask yourself, am I honoring God by taking care of my body? Or do I just prefer to just live a gluttonous life? All right? Bet. Do we have any questions? Any questions before we dive in? All right, so yeah, we're about to dive in next into an area I thought we wouldn't want to get to, but let's go. Now that you all know what comes with neglecting your health, and I'm pretty sure you've always known this, but like I said, hidden neglect, because it's hidden because we choose not to pay attention to it. Do you all know when you walk past the mirror, people who this is a study, people who are obese, they did a study on people who are obese. They typically go into the bathroom and they look in the mirror and they don't see themselves. This is a real study done. They look in the mirror, but they don't see themselves. They see what they're doing because they makeup, brushing their teeth, but they never see themselves. That's neglecting yourself. That's the hidden neglect, because I see what I'm doing to my body, but I'm choosing not to see it, right? I see what I'm eating and consuming. I feel what I'm doing to my body, but I choose to neglect what I'm doing, right? So that's the hidden neglect. Now, we got to talk about, how am I, the outcome that I want, how am I preparing myself for that outcome? You got to sow them good seeds, right? You got to sow them good seeds. Sowing good seeds is like habits. That's all it is. Sowing good seeds is the equivalent of sowing good habits. And our mind is where our soil is. So when we talk about environment tomorrow as well, we're going in, what kind of soil do I have? Good soil? Thorny, rocky soil? I'm on concrete. You got to know, because your seeds are your daily choices. These are your seeds, your daily, like how we do the bank account, the health bank account, deposits, your choices, your seeds, the money that's going into the bank account. It's all the same thing. So you got to ask yourself, what kind of harvest do I want to reap this fall? We got goals that we set in the beginning of the year. What kind of harvest do I want to reap? We can't expect to reap a solid harvest just 3 months in the next quarter. No, That's the time for water. We plant in the beginning of the year. We watering all through the spring, all through the summer. Even though we seeing it break through the soil and starting to grow, is it going to produce fruit once fall hits? We don't know, because have we been consistent with watering our seeds? So you plant your seeds in good soil, discipline, fasting, thriving mind and body. Guess what? You're more than likely to start taking action in areas that you want to work on. You're more likely to attract opportunities that's going to get you to where you want to go. But if you're so focused on shit, I'm stressing, I don't like the way I look, but I'm doing nothing about it. How can you get to that 7-figure family and being a hot mama if you're not nurturing that, watering those seeds? You feel me? Teresa says she wants a 7-figure family and be that hot mama. She got a big milestone coming up in May. You feel me? That's why we on this fasting right now. She got a big milestone coming up in May. And so to achieve that goal, we got to keep watering these seeds. She has to have the integrity to do the things that she don't feel like doing. You feel me? Because some days she's not going to want to fast. You feel me? She's not going to want to fast. She's going to want to go eat something. She might see Feeding Miles. She might be like, man, I need to eat what he eat. You feel me? She may see an ad on social media. But that mind is scrolling to get us in that habit of, I'm going to break this fast. Don't break that fast. Don't break that fast. Don't break that fast. All right. So you got to ask yourself, what kind of harvest do I want to reap come the third, fourth quarter of this year? Am I nurturing and watering the seeds that I planted, the goals that I've created? Am I making those positive deposits in my bank account so I can have a very nice withdrawal? You know, putting on a bathing suit this summer. You feel me? Not being afraid to put on a two-piece. Not being afraid to wear a thong bikini. You heard me? Look, some people be still having on thong bikini that shouldn't, but I'm not here to judge. All right. So today, I want y'all to imagine, hold on, no, what habits are y'all planning today? You've already started today with the fast. Yesterday, I got y'all 16 hours done. You've already started with the positive habit. Started with the fasting. Can you build on that for the rest of the week? Can you be consistent? If consistency was the thing that you're struggling with, be consistent this week with just the fast. You got 4 more days to go through. Just be consistent with the discipline of your fasting, 16 hours a day. If you can stick with that, hey, that's living evidence and proof that you can be consistent. All right. If it's something with the start again, stop again, set a goal. I want to be able to get through this week with knocking out all of the small exercises that are given. Any small exercise that may only take y'all 10 minutes, y'all giving me an hour. Give yourselves at least 10 minutes. You heard me? How you do one thing is how you do everything. That is true. So don't half-ass it. You know, have the mindset, I'm going to go give it 100%. I'm not going to half-ass. I'm not going to start something and not follow through. Because it's always something small. You start something like one of these challenges, a fitness challenge that y'all see on social media, or some challenge to learn a skill. You're like, I want to learn how to become proficient at using a camera. I'm going to do that, but you only do 2 days of it, and you stop practicing the skills that you need to become proficient. And that's pouring into other areas of your life where you lack in consistency. You lack consistency in your workplace, in your health. It's going to show up in your relationships. But I'm doing everything. I'm doing this and this person not doing that. No, it's happening to you because you are lacking consistency somewhere. Your life is a reflection of your inner world. So if I'm seeing trauma outside, I'm seeing inconsistency from other people, where am I being inconsistent at? Something to look at. I can fast for 16 hours, but I want to try 24 hours water fast only and grow from there. Will that help more with goals for body and muscle? Yes, it will. Now, like I said, I did a 20-day fast. Even when I did a 5-day fast, I was like lean, cut, ripped. You heard me? I don't like being under 200 pounds. So this is why I don't try to stay down there when I fast, because it eats up all the fat. You want to see some abs? Fast. Incorporate fast into your regular lifestyle. You will see it. A 24-hour fast will be good for you to build up. I always say go 16 hours. If you've done 16 hours, shoot for the 24. But if you feel it's too difficult, see if you can make it to 18, make it to 20. That's like a 1 meal a day. We're gonna talk about those different type of fasts tomorrow, but 1 meal a day puts you in a 20, 22-hour fasting state, right? Get to the 24 hours. That's your first milestone. And then you build on that, right? I don't recommend nobody going over 2 days. I'm like, cool. But anything over 3, I tell nobody to do unless they talk to their doctor, unless I'm like training them specifically, only because there's things with your hormones that can throw you out of whack and could cause some harm. And I want you all to be safe as possible. Give y'all a quick example of that. I have a client, we talked about him yesterday, Ramon. Ramon already lost 60 pounds, you heard me? And I was like, bro, you ready for your next step? He's going to a 15-day fast. And I say, cool. I say, get these supplements. He chose not to get the supplements. And I say, you need these supplements because your hormone, your electrolyte levels are going to drop so low that you're going to start to get symptoms. And if you get these symptoms, bro, we got to stop. We got to take a break. We got to let your levels level out. And just to be safe. Did you think he didn't get the supplements? So what happened? Day 7 rolls around. I said, bro, how you feeling? I said, do you have any lightheadedness, dizziness, blurred vision, headaches? You know what he told me? Man, I got all that shit. I said, what? I said, what you talking about? He said, bro, I got all that. What the hell? What's going on? I said, bro, did you get the supplements? You know what he said? You didn't take no supplements. I ain't taking no damn supplements. I said, dog. No, bro. I do take the supplements after 7 days because I've built my body up to be able to make it that long without the supplements. But you can't just do that. Like you've only been practicing fasting for 6-7 weeks. I've been doing this for over a year, bro. So please stop it, break your fast. We'll start over. So his 15-day fast is done. He's now on a alternate day fast where he eats fast. And I believe what got him there because he was weighing himself every couple of days. And sometimes we can become slave to the scale. And becoming a slave to the scale, it put him in this cycle of like, I gotta do more. And eventually, like, it almost took his ass out. So it's important that you all listen to your coaches or your doctor because I want y'all to be safe. And that's why I recommend y'all just stay focused, like training yourself to get to those extended fasts. So keep that in mind. If y'all are addicted to the scale, a slave to the scale, put it away. Weigh yourself only every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or every 30 days. I recommend every 2 weeks because you can see significant change and weight loss over a 2 week span, 3 to 6 pounds every 2 weeks, right? Depending on your training regimen. If you want to gain weight, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, all right. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Just had to give y'all that to be aware that if you're going to get into fasting, please consult a health professional, hire a trainer that has an understanding of fasting. Because a lot of times doctors don't have an understanding of fasting. I thought they did, but they don't. They don't have a proficient understanding of fasting, and they could mislead you. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right? Or just ask me some questions, you feel me? I'm always here to help and serve. All right, it's the cramps for me. You gotta keep hydrated and stay up. Yeah, you gotta stay hydrated. All right, that's why we train y'all to stay hydrated when it comes to that. All right. I said in the beginning how neglecting your health can affect you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Right? Because if you got trash health, guess what? Your money going to doctor visits, doctor bills, operations, all that stuff. You don't want to spend your money there. You want to spend that money on something that you enjoy doing, right? Come on now. So, how does fasting give you financial freedom? Fasting gonna save y'all money. The less food you consume, the less money you spending. Fewer doctor visits, because if you're healthy, you don't need no medications. You don't have to keep going for checkups. You feel me? I'll probably do a doctor visit. My next doctor visit is gonna be right before my 30-day fast. Because I already know my health is like immaculate. Immaculate. I haven't had any aches or pains unless I'm in the gym. You know, so it's like, I know my health is great. I'm going for my next doctor visit before my 30-day fast. So, do you still have insurance? Out here in Panama? No, it's not. It's cost, like the cost for doctors in Central America isn't bad at all. Like health out here, there's a lot of free healthcare as well, but I don't mind having a private doctor here. And it's the cost here is very low. So we don't have much troubles here. And if you're healthy, I think what I read, there's a new law that just was passed with insurance companies. If you have insurance, you're more likely to get charged more for having insurance. Y'all need to check that if y'all got insurance in America, in the USA. Make sure you look at that, because I found out through a client had an ambulance come get him, and when he got the bill, it was like $1,200. When he applied his insurance, the bill came back. The bill was like $2,900 now. He was like, "Why is it $2,900?" Come to find out, I said, well, "I'm incentivized to have insurance, so I don't have to pay so much." Now, if you have insurance, some law came out. I didn't do my research on it, but this is what he said. There's a law that's out there. If you use insurance, your bill will be higher. So, are you really saving money with insurance? Hey, that's something for y'all to figure out. I live in Central America, so please let me know how that goes. I'm curious to know. Oh, somebody had the same experience who was telling, "Damn, see, look, that's two people right there." So there's some truth around it. All right, so medical bills for chronic disease are gonna cost you like hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. If y'all fasting, y'all body healing itself, so you don't need medication, you don't need operations, you don't need doctor visits. And if you think about why do people say I can't get healthy, it costs too much. A Chick-fil-A meal for two people will cost the same for some healthy groceries. It's like eggs, some type of protein, maybe some veggies, right? Because Chick-fil-A, when I went back to the state 2 years ago and I had Chick-fil-A, I haven't had it in 2 years. I had Chick-fil-A. It was like $27 for two people. Chick-fil-A meals, $27. I can buy groceries last me 4 days because I'm gonna have leftovers with $27. Like that's crazy. Now I do know it's more expensive in the US right now when it comes to food, because y'all are buying like $10 for eggs, for a dozen of eggs, which is crazy. So eggs cost the same amount of Chick-fil-A. Damn. So y'all need to avoid eggs right now. Or we'll get y'all some chickens and make your own eggs, right? So keep that in mind. Eating healthy is cost efficient if you incorporate fasting. Why? Because you're eating less throughout the week. If you're eating less throughout the week, if you prepare a meal, you don't like leftovers, I can't help you. I can't help you right there, because I love leftovers. You feel me? And I can eat the same thing over and over because I eat for sustenance. I don't eat for flavor. Well, I do eat for flavor, but I don't eat for, I'm not a foodie. You feel me? Oh, I gotta have this or have that. Unlike Kiki, she always want to eat something. Oh, I'm gonna eat this. I'm tired of eating this. Girl, better eat them damn spaghetti. You hear me? I love spaghetti. All right, so y'all got to ask, are you investing in prevention or paying for the cure later? I've been eating a lot of tuna fish. Eating a lot of tuna fish is cool. Now, if you eat tuna fish, what's going in your tuna fish? Is it processed? Is it that packaged tuna fish? All right. Are you making a tuna fish fresh? Are you putting like mayo and all these other ingredients in it? If you use an avocado, good job. That's a healthier fat than mayo. I don't put anything else in. Okay, all right, cool. You just eating tuna. All right, cool. Gucci. Gucci. All right. Monitor that sodium intake. All right. And remember, too much of one good thing can be a bad thing, right? So make sure you're doing it in moderations. Make sure you're keeping the water intake high. Because I'm pretty sure there's sodium in it if it's the packaged ones. So you want to keep that water intake going. All right. And tuna fish, I don't know how much iodine is into it for tuna fish or whatnot, but that's the stuff to think about. Too much of a good thing can be bad. All right. So y'all keep that in mind. All right. But that's what we got for today. All right. Do not neglect your health, because if you neglect it, it's gonna cost you more in the long run. Can you out earn your health? Out earn your bad habits? No, you cannot. Because look at Steve Jobs. Got all his money, all his success. But the things that matter most, I bet he would trade all that to still be here today with his family. So keep that in mind as y'all going throughout this week, throughout this day. And we're going to dive in heavy on the power of fasting, what fasting is, autophagy, and ketosis, and the different types of fast that you can do to achieve your ultimate goal weight loss, sustainable weight loss, mental clarity, spiritual breakthroughs. All right, that's what we got for tomorrow. But y'all, assignment for tonight. What's the biggest excuse that you all have used to stay where you are right now that have kept you in a place of not being disciplined? What's the number one excuse have you used, right? So, for example, I use myself. The one that I used to use a lot. Oh, God, it ain't my time. God said it ain't my time. That's such BS, you heard me? I just was trying to make it easy for myself, but not being disciplined. I wanted to take the load and the stress off my back because I lack discipline in that area. So it's not God. No, it's not. Don't be putting that lie on God. It was me, lazy, inconsistent, not having integrity. It was me. So ask yourself tonight, we'll talk about tomorrow, what has been the biggest excuse for not prioritizing your health or working towards the goal that you have for yourself? And how has it cost you? It cost me a good amount, you feel me? Because I would like to be living that life, right? I even though I have a pretty amazing life, but it could be better if I was more consistent and disciplined in the area 2 years ago. But now I am. So, yeah. That's something y'all think about. That's what y'all have tonight. And you're already doing the action part, the health deposit of fasting. So just continue to fast. Monitor the processed food that y'all taking in. Take a walk, do something like that. What's the homework? What's the biggest excuse? Yes. All right. Bet. All right, so that's what we got. Any questions before we close? Any questions we got? And remember, y'all, your body is your only permanent home. Your only permanent home. You either take care of it now, or you'll be forced to take care of it later. And you don't want to have to be forced to take care of it later. So make the right choices now. Become more disciplined. And it starts with your health because it's the one thing that you control completely. All right. So we got for the day, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the day. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, keep working towards the best version of yourself. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Jam.